good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Isle, and today we're in for some more StarCraft 2. This is a big one. In the bottom left, we have a Zerg player from Finland. Yeah, it's Serral. And in the opposite corner, we have a South Korean Terran. Can you already guess who it is? Oh yeah, it's Maru. The map is Waterfall, which is a bit of an interesting map for Terran versus Zerg, because you've got things like this little ledge where tanks, they can have a fantastic time up here. So any army moving through this kind of area is vulnerable to tanks in this third base kind of region. I think getting the creep through here is relatively difficult because, you know, obviously a tank can see. If you've got a decent vision range, the tank can see, so you'll struggle to get your creep through here, which makes it a little bit tricky for Zerg to push through this position. But you could also push through here. We also have these high yield Vespene geysers over here, which makes these bases quite tempting, but they do end up being quite close to the other player. Anyway, that's the map. Let's look at the players. The best Terran in the world right now versus the best Zerg in the world. I love watching these two play. And if you'll take a trip with me through memory lane, and we'll go back to, I don't know, I'll have to think, probably 2020, 2019, you know, when both of these players were doing some amazing stuff, yet they had not played against each other. I think this was just after Maru just took a GSL and Serral had just won Katowice or BlizzCon, one of the two. But yeah, they had not played each other, and it was so long before they eventually did. I mean, I remember there were so many tournaments where it just seemed like it doesn't matter how good form each of them were on, something happened where one of them got knocked out by a player that they shouldn't necessarily been, or something like that, and they just never ended up playing against each other. Now obviously they've played against each other a bunch of times, and it's good to see. I think Serral for the most part comes out on top, but yeah, I'd have to double check the stats for you. That's something that I didn't think about checking, and I should probably have checked. Alright, let me check. And we're back. So yeah, I did check. It is a 60% win ratio in Serral's favor, which that's not that bad. That's really close. So you can see these players, they do take games off of each other. In terms of what's happening, we have the barracks and the factory doing the jiggle dance. They're changing positions. I don't know why the jiggle dance, but hey, we'll go with it. Serral doing Serral things, just droning, doing the creep. There's 3 queens. They're gonna send that out, and we'll see. It is almost 4 minutes. We'll see in about 2 minutes where that creep is. Probably gonna be a lot further than it is now. Serral's creep spread, absolutely wonderful. We see the scouting overlord coming in. So Serral really just trying to keep his eye on everything that's happening. Hellions are moving across the map, and a medevac as well. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a 1-2 punch here, but this medevac will be spotted by the overlord. The queens are moving, the zerglings are following the medevac. Some water mine and a couple of marines. Ooh, he gets a water mine out. Here comes the buggies. Queens are ready to get rid of them, so it seems, hang on, yeah, seems like a relatively clean defense. There it goes, the heal bus. Yeah, so I mean, Maru didn't lose anything, so you know, it's one worker and a zergling for nothing, so you know, he won't complain about that. Obviously it's not the ideal damage, but it's not bad. Baneling Nest and Evo Chamber. Ooh, double Evo chamber. Okay, so Serral really wants to get those upgrades out nice and early. Okay, the buggies are going back in. No, they're not. Raven. I like ravens. They're going to be used to clean up a little bit of creep, meeting up with the Marines, and the Queen's already there. Okay, so they're going to get rid of all of these creep tumors. Go, buggies, go! Ow. Who did that Widow Mine hit? It looked like it hit more Terran than... Ugh. The medevac's down. It's a lot of Queens. They are helping to stop the creep, which is really good, but... we'll see. Okay, I like the Raven use there. The auto turret going down. That Raven is a little bit low. That base gets cancelled. Gets cancelled again. Ooh. That's some good play. Well done, Maru. These slow Marines. Come on. Run. Run. If you actually look at them, they look really slow. Like, I guess in the later stage of the match, you just kind of focus on Marines when they're being stimmed, in which case they're like super quick. But when they're just like running around without their shields and everything, like they're just so slow. I think these guys like hoofing it across, long cross country running. Like, Maybe the Terran's fitness program, not all there. Come on guys, you need some speed training as well. A little bit more of just poking and prodding. 1-1 is coming up for Serral. 1-1 as well as combat shields coming up for Maru. Yeah, this is going to shape up to be a nice game where we're going to have the later game armies. I mean, it's 6 minutes. But yeah, anyway, 6 minutes. So that's 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes on. And the creep has spread out quite a lot. That's with Maru trying to push it back, which he did quite well. Maru did push it back very nicely. Overseer gets full scout of the base. And the push is on the way. Where are the medevacs? They should be right coming, right? Ah yeah, there they come. Okay. Spotter unit does see it. Queens are moving on the way. We do have an army for Serral. Okay, let's see, Maru. Where are you going to take your position? Where are you going to take your stand? So, Zergling army moving around. They're going to try to come for a flank. This is some aggressive pushing here. And stim. Let's have a look. There's banelings on this side. There is an army gathering at the north, ready to surround. And Serral collapses on this army. Big baneling explosions, tanks, they're gone. And that is a comfortable defense. And now a counterattack. So these Zerglings and banelings are coming in. The SCVs are running for their lives. Terran reinforcements coming to help. There's a lot of Zerglings though. There's a lot of Zerglings. I mean, Marines, they're pretty good. Okay, so not worker damage, just army damage. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Whew. That was a very quick one side of the map to the other. Each player giving the other just a little bit of a knock on the chin, saying, "Hey, here you are." Couple of medevacs still roaming around. Serral keeping tabs on it quite effectively. I love watching these two play. Another CC coming in. So Maru is trying to, create some obstacles so that Zerglings and banelings don't get in here so easily. Gives him a nice place to hide his tanks on this high ground. This is a position that he definitely needs to defend. Nice. So I like what he's doing over here. We see a whole bunch of Marines walking across with their medevacs. Couple more on this side, so we're going to see this moving in. And I don't think they should. Alright, they're going to anyway. Run away! Now, there they go. Here goes the other medevacs. Hugging the edge of the map. Ooh, don't like that spore crawler. Okay, at the same time, these ones doing a little bit of damage. I mean, Serral's pretty much defending everywhere. Oh, that's annoying. Serral tried to put a spore crawler, but the Zergling patrol means that that drone got interrupted. Oh well. Careful with these. Okay, these Marines are back in. Stimmed Marines, they can get rid of a base pretty quickly. Cancel and pick up, and off he goes. Okay, so very good work. That base getting cancelled is big. But obviously, you know, it's only so big because this one is up. So, Maru is on 3 bases. He's going to eventually have to go for his 4th. And that's the question, is where does he go? Zerglings coming in. Ooh, that's a lot of damage that they're taking. The tank, the Marauders, you know, good positioning. Not much in the way of worker damage still. So, you know, as much as Terrans generally try to slow down the Zerg, I mean, Serral also hasn't done much damage, so he's also got to get something done. 4th base is officially acquired. 2nd command center up here, coming with sensor towers. Yeah, Maru immediately defending that position. He needs to. Couple of changelings. Oh yes, let's go be Marines. Hey, we're one of you. And they're in. They succeed in being part of the army. Long line of Zerglings. Oh, there's 2 long lines of Zerglings. Okay, these Marines just gonna go look somewhere else. Let's go. Transport has picked them up. They're gonna go find some other place to do a bit of damage. And we see ghosts on the production tab. That means Maru is going for what I can only believe to be his favorite unit, the Ghost. Very strong, especially in this matchup. I think they've... no, I'm lying. They're good in all matchups. Except surprisingly, now that I think about it, you don't see them in TVT, right? I mean, I guess you do in the later stages, but like there's no point in sniping Marines because Marines die in 4 seconds. Or 4 seconds. Jeez, that's generous. In half a second, 0.4 seconds. So there you go. Okay, engagement coming in here. Some blinding clouds on the tanks. The ghosts are here. They're dealing some damage. The banelings are getting a bit of work done on the workers. But that is a lot of banelings going down just for 10 workers. And the big amount of army is still around. I think that was a good attack, but I believe Maru came off a little bit better in that one. 110 Zerglings. Wow. Blue Flame is coming on the way. That means that Maru is going to be creating a couple of Hellbats just to help tank against those Zerglings. Obviously, Hellbat's very good against Zerglings. And against Banelings, they're quite happy to take the hit so that the Marines can survive. +3, is that +3 or +2? No, that's +2. And +3 for the infantry, weapons, and armor. Yeah, upgrades looking pretty good so far. 2-2, 2-2. Yeah. Okay, Maru is pressing down on this base. Not gonna get the cancel. Hydras are being made for Serral. This is a scary army. This is a big army. I mean, not to say that this isn't. This is not a joke army either. We do have the Vipers. Yeah, there they are. Just joining our screen. Is this... What are we going to do with this CC? Are we going to lift it? I almost want to say one of these should become a planetary fortress. Because planetary fortresses are expensive, but it takes a lot of banelings to roll into them. So I mean, I guess if the banelings are rolling in here, as opposed to in the mineral line, you know, that's not too bad. Yeah, we're going to go into Supreme late game here, seeing the real end armies. Alright, there's the healing circle there. Nice. This base is so low. Serral really needs to be careful with this base. Like, I almost feel like the queen should just move over and transfuse it. Because Maru is gonna... You see, here he comes. He's gonna just try to knock that down. Look, yeah, 3 more orders. Nice try. Some yoinks. Maru, how dare you? You just dropped the Marauders to try to save the Medivacs. Do you value one person's life more than... Oh, yeah, I mean, he does. The medevacs are more expensive than the Marauders. And you don't want to be really creating them, especially when you're going for things like Vikings and Liberators. You don't want to have to remake medevacs. Lurker Den on the way. So we're going to see Hydra, Lurker, Viper. Maru setting up in a very aggressive position here. These tanks, these Liberators, it's going to be hard to push into, but Serral's going to try. He's pushing from two directions. The tanks are getting pushed off. The position is being broken for the most part, but there's a lot of tanks still left over. Oof. Okay, so he clears this position up, which I think is very good for him. But that being said, Maru just straight away gets everything back in position. Tanks, you name it. This is also not an easy position to break, so I think Maru is defending this. The only real way I would almost say is through here. But that's not really something you can do. Yeah. Okay, Serral is pushing in once more. Zerglings coming around the back. The army is now pressing on. The infantry, the bio is running. The tanks are being taken care of, but there's still a lot left. Blinding clouds going down on some of the tanks, but there are still ghosts left over. Couple go down to banelings, but the Zergling army is really not too much left. We see Greater Spire on the way, so that makes me think Broodlords and a whole bunch of Zerglings once again. Serral's just going to rinse and repeat this process into that army, but the funny thing is they're not so far off in terms of workers. So there's a point, and I mean Serral doesn't have a massive bank. There's a point where he's not going to be able to afford doing this for too much longer. He's going to have to actually get good damage done. There's a lot of Zerglings, a lot of banelings coming in again. There's workers. Oh, tank going down, blinding cloud. The bio is staying alive. The tanks are being taken down. That's some good damage here. Get the workers, get a bunch of workers. Okay, so the base goes down. That's 25 workers that go down. Maru's supply has plummeted. He is on 123 versus 173. I mean, he still has a lot of his army left over. He's still got 13 ghosts and 5 tanks and a raven. But yeah, this position was broken as well as this base, which means that Serral is now comfortably mining a lot more. He is even taking these bases that should technically belong to Maru. Okay, I think Serral's in a good position here. He just needs to be careful. The minerals are not that much, so I agree that, you know, doing the damage is good, but he's got to be careful not to overextend at this point. The ghosts also, they're not that good against the masses of Zergling and Baneling, so Maru really needs something to counter. The tanks are good and the Hellbats are good. Okay, here we go. Serral pushing in once more, yoinking some of the tanks out of the way, blinding cloud on the others. Ghosts split up, cloaking. Banelings once again into the mineral line, getting rid of a couple of mules and SCVs. SCVs. I don't know why I said that so strange, that was an accident. But in the end, Serral now has less supply than he did before the engagement. And Maru is still okay. Maru, very difficult player to kill. Very difficult, because he gets into these defensive positions. Look, he hasn't attacked since the early game. You know, since he really sent stuff across the map. So, you know, there's that. So he's going to push into this base. Serral just going to move his workers. A couple of Zerglings going in here to deal some damage. This base will go down. Maru is now going to push into this position. And I think he can deal some damage. Got to be careful, obviously, being on creep, because the Banings do come through. The Liberator's having a good time. There's a lot of Marauders, though. And pushing into this position. Ooh, that's a bad turnaround. Okay, a couple of workers going down for both players. Maru now sitting at 35 workers. And his bases, oof, his income is very low. Okay, Banelings trying to get the ghosts, but the ghosts sniped them, pulled them off. Good work there. Okay, both players running very low on money. At this stage, Serral does still have mining. Maru has almost nothing. And he's got a couple of ghosts still. Look, it's 148 versus 93 supply. These players are really running on low. They're running on empty. But Maru has ghosts, and if Maru has ghosts, there is still a way. 92 supply versus 160 though. Ooh. That's cute. Some burrowed Zerglings. Oh no, now he's gonna have to scan again. Oh no, there's a Raven, sorry. Didn't see the Raven. Yeah, there's nothing on the production tab for Maru. He's got nothing. So if Serral just maximizes the damage of his next few attacks, he should have this game in the bag, right? Okay, a little bit more damage going down to the workers. Down to 24 workers. The ghosts and the tanks pushing on this base of Serral though. You know, Serral's not a wealthy man either, so... Blinding clouds on the tanks once again. Ghosts are still alive though. Oh, sniping the observer or the overseers. And they're going straight back in. Okay, there is a surround on the way. Couple of Zerglings. Oh no, it's just a run by. Ghosts coming in. Okay, they're going to be picked off and they're going to be moved out, so that's some good news there. Maru trying again to reclaim this base. He needs income. He's got no income at this moment. No mineral income at least, and very little gas income. Now he's just putting mules. Serral trying to take this base. Trying to recover this base as well. So both players running very low. This is the late game. Infesta gets off the neural parasite plus the... Yeah, with that move, Serral takes the game. Yeah, Maru just running a bit out. So let me finish what I was saying. The Infesta neuraled the ghost EMP'd the other ghost. Without ghost energy, Maru realizes that he's got nothing left. That was a very fun one. I hope you enjoyed watching this with me. I had a great time. These two players, they blow my mind every time I watch them. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, then drop a like rating. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more StarCraft content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you in the next one.